Hello, my name is Elizabeth Mayon, and I'm here to tell you reasons why you need to use a food thermometer. As you know, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. I want us to pretend that we're all gathered around the table. What do you see? Everything looks so beautiful. The food looks and smells so good. It's a typical Thanksgiving meal. We all eat way too much food. What we don't see is the danger lurking in the meal. It starts the next morning. I wake up with an upset stomach. I think I just ate too much food, but then the rest of the family starts complaining with an upset stomach as well. Then little Timmy, he starts running a high fever and he has bloody diarrhea. I know it's time to go to the doctor. The doctor, after running tests, tells us we have a foodborne illness. He says we have salmonella. Salmonella is a bacteria that is caused by contaminated food or water. According to WebMD, it's the most frequently reported foodborne illness in the United States. It's a bacteria that you cannot see, taste, or smell. The symptoms typically starts about 8 to 72 hours after eating in something infected. The infection, if gets in your bloodstream, it can affect other body organs. If you have a weakened immune system, young child, elderly adult, or if you're pregnant, you may need antibiotics. But most of us will get better on our own. There are many ways to get salmonella. In this case, it came from the turkey. I pulled it out of the oven. I thought it was done. It looked done. I didn't use a food thermometer. It's very important that you use a food thermometer to ensure that it's cooked to a safe minimum temperature to destroy foodborne illnesses. How many times have you been cooking something and you asked, is it done yet? You cannot tell by looking at something that it is cooked properly. You need a thermometer for this. By using a thermometer, there is no need to cut into the food to check its doneness. You know it's done. When cooking things such as ground beef and like a hamburger, you look at it and you can tell it looks like it's done. You can't. If you bite into it, it could be red and bloody. How many times has that happened to you? If you eat undercooked hamburger, you are at risk for E. coli. E. coli is a bacteria that is commonly found in your intestines of humans and other animals, but there are many strains of E. coli, such as Shiga toxin-producing E. coli 0157H7, also known as STECs. Now, according to the Mayo Clinic, this strain can cause severe cramps, bloody diarrhea, and vomiting, and it can occur approximately 3 days after being infected. It's very important to have a food thermometer chart, such as this one, from foodsafety.gov. If you cook ground meat, for instance, it needs to be at least 160 degrees to be done. Poultry needs to be at least 165 degrees done. It's very important that you use the probe in the thickest part of the meat to ensure that it's cooked at the proper minimum internal temperature. According to CDC.gov, Campylobacter is also a bacteria from contaminated food and water. It's a very common illness that causes approximately 1.5 million illnesses yearly. Campylobacter can be found in undercooked foods such as poultry and seafood. Symptoms are also bloody diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps. Usually starts 2 to 5 days and can last up to a week. Now, sometimes it can also cause some complications such as temporary paralysis and arthritis. In people with weakened immune systems, young children, elderly adults, and pregnant women, it can spread to the bloodstream and cause life-threatening infections. Now, if a thermometer is used to ensure the food is safely cooked, then you don't have to worry about Campylobacter. So you must use a thermometer. Now, Listeria monocytogenes is a bacteria that causes foodborne illnesses that can grow during refrigeration. This bacteria can be found in refrigerated ready-to-eat foods such as hot dogs and deli meats. Now, according to foodsafety.gov, if you have a weakened immune system, young child, elderly adult, or if you're pregnant, you need to heat these foods up to at least 140 degrees in order to safely eat them. Now, Listeria may cause severe illnesses, hospitalization, hospitalization or even death. Symptoms such as diarrhea, fever, and nausea can start a few days after eating something contaminated. It's very important to use a thermometer. Now, always keep food in the refrigerator until time to eat. Put leftovers up in a timely manner. It's not rude to help out in the kitchen to make sure that this is implemented. You need to keep hot foods hot and cold foods cold. Hot foods held at 140 degrees or warmer is safe. Cold foods need to be kept at least 40 degrees or colder, according to fsis.usda.gov. Now, perishable foods, you can leave them out for about 2 hours. But if it's 90 degrees or more, please put them up within an hour. According to cdc.gov, 1 out of every 6 people get a foodborne illness each year. That's 48 million people. 128,000 of those people were hospitalized. 3,000 of those people died from a foodborne illness. Please keep food out of the danger zone. Now, it's critical for everyone's safety that we use a thermometer while preparing meals. By using a thermometer, not only will your Thanksgiving meal, but every meal will be safe and enjoyable. Using a thermometer is a solution to help prevent foodborne illness. It's not expensive to buy a thermometer, but it can be expensive to get a foodborne illness. It can even cost you your life. A thermometer is key to a happy, healthy meal. Use a thermometer and have a happy Thanksgiving.